Hello and welcome to another video from my random hobbies. Today is another HGV video, but today we're looking at the other side of driving, which is the operations side, how things get to where they're supposed to be, how drivers know where they're supposed to be, etc. So, very interesting. Let's get into it. Okay, so it's been an interesting week, I think, probably to say the least. Obviously, since the last video, I passed my class 2 on the 18th of January, I think it was, and it took a week for my CPC card to come through. That's my driver qualification card, so all of the ticks in the boxes that you need to do, and then those need to be repeated every 5 years. So it's 35 hours in 5 years that you've got to do. You can do it all in one, or you can spread it out over the 5 years. So if you think about it, it's only 7 hours a year. It only took a further 2 days for my actual license to come back as well to me. And actually the provisional was put on there probably less than 6 days after sending off my license. So I have had a good experience there. I know other people haven't. But apart from that, I did some Luton work van again at the start of the week. So I did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday during the week, and they were long runs, some of them. The first day, brilliant, really short. But the second two, I was down to Chelmsford and Ashford down in Kent as well. So really long runs on the day, but you know, it was good. No real issues with driving at all as far as I'm concerned. But then I got asked to consider looking at the operational side of things. So sitting essentially at an office, or in this case at home, for a large part of the day or night, because of sort of, you know, location and ability access to computers and phones and things, and making sure that drivers were getting to where they were supposed to be, that they were assigned correctly, that you were communicating with the companies and so on. So, you know, I did and ah about it, but I have sort of considered, and I spent the weekend doing just that. So Thursday was kind of like a crash course in how to do it, and then Friday daytime, I was thrown in to making sure that the day went smoothly, basically, and that there were no issues or concerns regarding the drivers and the loads that we were committed to. So it's quite an interesting thing to sort of see and understand. And I think I wanted to make this video because I think sometimes drivers will hop in a truck or a van or whatever and just assume that they've got the donkey work and that it's harder what they're doing and so on and so forth. And it is difficult being a driver, in the sense that you have a responsibility. You are responsible for a lot of goods potentially in the back of your trailer, but also you're responsible because you are in a several ton killing machine. And you know, I don't want to mince words, but you know, they are dangerous if you don't know, or you don't show it the respect it deserves. And also, you've got to be so alert of other road users, even more so particularly now with the changes to the highway code which have come in this week, which really does emphasize that sort of priority with those more vulnerable road users. And you know, it throws up its own questions for debate. But behind the scenes of the drivers getting in, doing all that and taking those deliveries to where they need to be, there are people who are working to make sure that there are jobs there, that the jobs happen on time, that the drivers are where they're supposed to be on time, that the trucks are all in good operational order. And that was what I was doing. So I started my shift at the yard. So one of my roles is to make sure that bulbs and the basics on the trucks are working. So I did that, ticked all that off, and obviously make sure that the drivers are all there and get away on time. So that's the first part of the shift, and that's okay. Then you're looking for the drivers getting to the right destination, making sure that they're on track and they're not going somewhere they shouldn't by accident, making sure that when they get there and they're collecting their loads, that they are sending you through paperwork to say, yep, this is what we've got, yeah, we're doing this, yeah, we're doing that. And it's not because you want to check up on them and make sure they're doing a proper job. It's actually, there's a process, and you need that sort of proof of delivery, proof of collection, so that when someone comes back to you and says, well, where's your driver, he's not been here, you can say, well, actually, yes, we've done that, it's all sorted. So it's an accountability thing for the company as much as the driver as well. So you're checking those things, you're able to track, because obviously the trucks usually will have a tracker fitted, so you can see how they're progressing as well. So even if even if it's taking a little bit longer to do a load or a run because of traffic or other complications, you can see roughly where they are, and you can sort them out. Obviously, if there was a breakdown or some issue there, then the trackers are really useful for that information as well, to help locate the vehicle and the driver. And occasionally things like driver's hours mean that perhaps the driver's unable to get back to the yard at the end of their shift because they've simply run out of driving hours and time, and it won't allow them to do so. So in that case, you've got to go out and rescue the driver in a sense, perhaps do a driver swap so the other vehicle can come back and so on. So there's lots of little bits and pieces there. And then of course, if there are issues during the shift, whether day or night, you've got to be able to resolve those. You've got to be able to remain calm. And I have to say there was a couple of moments during the weekend where that calmness was perhaps tested a little, shall we say. But you've then got to do what you can to ensure that things happen appropriately. So if that's ringing the company that you're delivering for to sort of check on progress or make sure that you have certain documents or things, then that's what you need to do. So each shift was slightly different. There was something new that I had to learn, and again, I'm quite new to the whole HGV world, obviously, and so those particular sort of nuances I've got to get used to. So when you're talking about technical terms and things, I've got to get used to and understand those terms quite quickly, which I accept. From a logistics point of view and from a management point of view, it's fine. It's not really a problem at all. So I just need to sort of understand those roles a bit better. And again, the company are being really, really good. For allowing me to witness this side of things, but also with helping with that sort of understanding that technical side of things. When you're talking about collecting a fridge unit, a trailer with a fridge attached, that you need to understand how they're coupled up, or you need to understand that you've got to put red diesel in and so on, and so that it keeps running. So obviously the things inside stay cool. There's lots of little things like that you need to fully appreciate and understand, and then communicate with the driver, communicate with the customer. So you're halfway house, if you like, and the shifts were busy. I was kept busy for the full 12 hours of each shift that I was on. And again, I can see where some people might not, but I wanted to do a good job. I do want to do a good job, and so you're monitoring all the time. You're sending a quick text, are you okay, how are things, and then when they come back to you with an issue, you solve it or do the best you can to solve it. So there we go. It's been a different week, as I say, but I'm still ploughing forward for my class 1 in April. I'm still fortunate that they're willing to help me get a little bit more experience there as well, prior to that course. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm still enjoying my journey into the world of HGV driving. So there we go. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Take care for now. Bye bye.